Bonsoir everyone, welcome to Chacha's Creepy Show. I'm a French horror writer taking a break from fiction to share true scary French stories with you guys. And tonight we're gonna talk about French celebrities facing paranormal. So the first story happened to Gérard Darmon. He's a famous French actor, best known for his roles in good comedies. He's hilarious and very talented. Yes, I'm a fan. So Gérard Darmon told reporters something eerie. It was 15 years ago, a night of November. At this time, Gérard Darmon was working as an actor on a movie set in Mexico. He was working with another French actor, Philippe Lelouch, best known for his career in theater. So that night, just after the shooting, Gérard Darmon, his colleague Philippe Lelouch, and one of their friends were having a drink on a boat off the coast of Mexico to relax after that long shooting day. Because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. The sky is perfectly clear, and then suddenly, Philippe Lelouch noticed something in the sky, around the back of the boat. Something that moves very fast. Going horizontally, he says to his friends, look up, there is a shooting star. But it's not a shooting star. It's a multicolored light with orange and yellow tones, and this light remains static, suspended in the sky. And it shakes a little bit on itself. The luminous object stays still for a few seconds before abruptly disappear, going vertically towards the cosmos at an unbelievable speed. And that's all, but this is not the end of it. The most stunning is that a few months after that weird observation, a night of June, again around 2 o'clock in the morning in the heart of Paris, Gérard Darmon is driving a scooter to go home after a movie shooting. It ends really late, by the way. The streets of Paris are completely deserted. Gérard Darmon crossed the bridge before the short tunnel which leads to the statue of Jeanne d'Arc, Rue de Rivoli. He stops at a red light close to the Louvre. And then he sees the exact same lights he observed months earlier, standing just above the Louvre. Again, the exact same light. He recognizes it. Gérard Darmon remained glued to his scooter, looking up, still stop at the red lights, and then a taxi stops next to him. The taxi driver lowers his window and asks him, "You saw it too, didn't you?" Gérard Darmon confirms he saw it, and the taxi driver turns to his client at the back seat and says, "You see, I told you it was something in the sky." But this UAP disappeared so fast that the client didn't have a chance to see it, when the taxi driver urged him to look up. This story of the exact same UFO, noticed by the same man from 2 very distant places in the world in a few months only, is pretty interesting. Now the second story is from Nelson Montfort. Nelson Montfort is now retired, but he probably was the most famous TV sport reporter of the French television. And on several occasions, he told the same story on different talk shows. A story about an observation would deeply mark his life and convictions. It happened in the winter of 1983 in Savoie at the ski station Les Arcs in the French Alps. He was with 2 friends. It was late on the evening. The night sky was dark, but full of stars, when suddenly something appeared in the sky about 3 kilometers away. During 15 or maybe 20 seconds, Nelson Montfort stared at a rectangular object, extraordinarily bright, very shiny, almost blinding, moving horizontally above the peaks of the mountains. Then in a second, the UFO tilted to 45 degrees and rushed towards the skies at a speed that can be described, and in absolute silence. This whole spectacle appeared and disappeared so fast, and Nelson Montfort was so stunned that he didn't have the time to tell his friends to look up. So they missed it. It was already gone. Those motherfuckers are fast. After that, when he shared his story, Nelson Montfort always stated that nobody have to believe him, but he knows what he saw. As far as I'm concerned, I've watched him many times be mocked on television shows, sharing that testimonial with people who allow themselves to look down at him for something he had to look up to see. Those morons have no shame. It's a pity, really. However, Nelson Montfort spent years and years after that to study this phenomenon, finding documents, reading tons of books about UAPs, and in 2019 he published a book co-written with a scientist named Ivan Kirillov, which is the result of years of research and questionings. The French title could be translated as UAPs, Are We Alone? And I kept the most scary for the end. Now let me tell you about Gilles Lellouche's story. For context, Gilles Lellouche is a famous French actor, but also an amazing director. He told a strange story during the French version of the TV show Hot Ones, where the guests have to answer personal questions while tasting more and more spicy sauce. So the story begins one evening in the middle of Paris. Gilles Lellouche is about to get on his bike when a nice guy about 60 years old approaches him and asks if he owns the bike. Gilles Lellouche says,
"Yes, that's mine."
And the guy compliments him about his bike. The stranger is friendly, warm, nice to talk to. So Gilles Lellouche doesn't rush and have a small conversation with the guy. Meanwhile, his girlfriend is already sat at the back seat of the bike, waiting for them to go, getting a little impatient. But Gilles Lellouche continues this small talk with the guy for about 3 minutes. Then he says goodbye and left. He eventually asks his girlfriend her thought about this nice guy he was talking to, because he found him a little something original. Un je ne sais quoi, to say it without any accent at all. But his girlfriend doesn't care. She has no opinion because she didn't really pay attention. The following day, Gilles Lellouche has to go in a field in Rambouillet for the shooting of his next film. Rambouillet is in the countryside at 65 kilometers southwest from Paris. Rambouillet is famous for its gigantic forest. To arrive at the field from Paris, it's quite a journey. Gilles Lellouche has to take the highway, then a secondary road, then again a smaller road, a countryside road after that, to finish the trip on a small dirt road that leads to the location where he is expected. So he crosses that last small section of dirt road, isolated in the wild, when he sees someone sit on the grass by the roadside. And it's the stranger from the day before. Gilles Lellouche cannot believe it. He stops, steps out of his car in total disbelief. He comes to the guy and asks if he remembers him. The stranger recognizes him very well. He says, "You are the guy with the bike from yesterday." This coincidence seems unreal. Gilles Lellouche asks the stranger what he's doing here. Plus, he don't see any vehicle around the man, sit alone in the grass. The man simply responds that he was enjoying a nice walk, but his legs hurts, so he has to sit to take a little break. So this man was chilling around, just walking a little bit at 65 kilometers from Paris. Basic logic, normal. At this point, the stranger rolls up his trousers to the knees to show him his legs. Gilles Lellouche is freaked out. The poor man's legs are covered by horrible scabs. Gilles Lellouche says he have to go right now to the emergencies without losing one more minute. But the stranger is not worried. He says he's fine. So Gilles Lellouche asks him to stand there, that he will get some help. Then he rushes to the locations and walks to the stage managers and says, "Someone please go immediately get the man sit on the road and drive him to the nearest hospital. The guy is in really bad shape, it cannot wait." So they respond, "Okay, but where is the guy?" Then Gilles Lellouche points his finger to show them the guy from a distance. But there is no one there. The stranger just vanished. Gilles Lellouche remains very much affected by this paranormal encounter. He thinks about it very often, and he admits that he believes in ghosts since he met one of them. Now, I don't know what you think about it, it's pretty heavy. I hope you enjoyed that topic anyway. I wish you sweet dreams no matter what, and I see you soon. Bye.